So in this video we're going to be using gray silicone to make a silicone gasket on the block. Then put the head gasket, and we may also use some silicone over the head gasket. First, this is a high-temp silicone. I don't like it. These two layers have been here more than 24 hours, and this is why I don't like it. Look at this. It's like it never dries up. I mean, I don't know if this will be activated by heat, maybe from an exhaust manifold, but for this application, that won't work for me. I need this to really, stick to the head gasket, the block, and the head. Now, the common gray silicone, it's perfect, It's dry, it's strong, but it's rubbery, as you may know. So you may expand and contract with heat as needed. And why are we doing this? Now look at this block. This is what happens when you use water instead of antifreeze for years and years. Look how much is left of the outside cylinder walls. Almost nothing here. Look, this is already the metal, no aluminum. It got eaten by the water and the minerals and corrosion. Look here. Oops. Where is my... Okay, here it is. Look how much is left here. And if you look at it closely, I don't want to scratch my phone with the studs. Anyways, it's like a hill, It's not like straight up down. It goes sideways because in there where the block guard is thicker, as it should have been up here. Now the back side of the block is actually not damaged like that, but look at this. Look at the distance from the stud to the edge. And look here, almost nothing. We have some more here, here. Here we still have some aluminum. Here you can see you can just say it's on the on the sleeve. It's kind of no aluminum left. So the front side of the engine, the one that goes to the exhaust, is the most corroded. Most likely, maybe because it's the hotter side. So the activation of corrosion and minerals and all that dirty water grinding the aluminum may have been bigger. So we are going to create a layer of gray silicone around all the head gasket and where it sits and on top of the cylinders to create a seal. Also, after that and after dropping the head gasket, I'm going to do the same on the head gasket, not the head. It is here, it's ready to be dropped. What I'm going to do is this on the head gasket. You want to make sure that you have cleaned all the surfaces with some carburetor cleaner or something that like that will evaporate and not leave residue. So everything is already cleaned up, including the head gasket. I'm sorry, the head itself. Even the head gasket, I cleaned it to remove any oils from the factory because they don't design this thinking that you're going to use silicone, you know, to install it. Also, you would like to have somewhere that you can power silicone, so you don't have to, so it's no hassle to deal with it, because I'm going to most likely use my fingertips for this. Okay, so I'm going to start. Okay, so I just paused the video to play some in advance, so you may see. Let me just back up a little. Okay, you see. I started with my finger, and I just place a layer of silicone there so I can have it at my disposal. So now what you want to do is, like, with your finger, you just like, you rub it, pushing and releasing, so you create a layer. Sorry, here's, see, we may add a little more after we spread the one that is already here. You have some time to work with it, as you may know if you have experience with silicone. Okay. Want to even it all in all the surface. So when you you torque the head gasket, it will seal as evenly as possible. I'm sorry for the camera, man. It's not on the angle that I would like to have it. Okay. I may clean some of the one going where I don't want it to go, but I don't know, if you get some inside here, or when the gasket presses, it doesn't matter, because once it's dry, it won't go anywhere. No oil or coolant will remove that silicone that is already dry around it. So I'm gonna pause the video, I'm going to do this right and come back. Okay, so here you can see how I applied a coat. Whoops. Okay, an even coat of silicone even on top of the cylinder walls. Obviously, I'm going to do some cleanup, and I left this one to show you. You just do this. It's messy, there's no doubt about it. Obviously, the catch is that if you need to open up the engine, you will need to clean it up, scrape it with a blade and redo the process. But I guarantee you that as long as this thing doesn't break, there will be no leaks of any sort. This is as simple as you can do it. You may need to pry the head to remove it. Maybe, if it's really stick to the silicone, you will need to use force to remove the head. Okay, so that's mostly it. I'm going to clean the edges now. I will be back in a moment. Okay, so I cleaned the inside of the cylinder walls with a piece of cloth, just like, circular motion out with the finger. That's it. As I mentioned, even if it's comes a little into the cylinder, once it's dry, that won't go anywhere, man. And the piston rings won't get in contact with it, and I bet not even the pistons will touch it. So, and even if it does, it's just a little rubber. So now I'm going to place the head gasket. So now comes the tricky part. The head gasket is the tricky part. Okay. And I bet that the head itself is going to be tricky too to drop, because you have time, but you don't have all the time, right? You have to think of the silicone drying, even when you have a good window, depending on your temperature. I'm going to start working the silicone on the head gasket. I will be back and show you how it went. Okay, so I just placed a lot of silicone over the gasket. You can just do this on the head, I did it before, and I placed the silicone on the head instead of the gasket, and then drop the head. That would be easier. This is not a job for a perfectionist. There's nothing perfect about this. I'm going now to even it and clean the excess. I'm working against time. The sun is behind this curtain. My location is very hot, and taking the video won't help me, but I wanted to show you. And even the silicone on here, it's drying up. So I'll be back in a moment. So I even it as best as I could, and now I'm going to drop the head. Okay guys, the head is in. So I'm going to start torquing this to 30 pounds first, and leave it for a while, and then complete the torque. For a while, I mean like maybe 10 more minutes. And we may be boosting this engine. So yeah, this is a budget job. I hope you like it. Please subscribe. I will be posting more updates on the Acura Integra that we're going to be building, and other Hondas and other cars too. Thank you for watching.